Haul Aboard Logistics LLC. And as you all know, my consulting firm, RBBS LLC Corporate Consulting for freight broker startups, has contracted with a brokerage firm out of Jacksonville, Florida, Haul Aboard Logistics LLC, for us to take over the day-to-day operations of their brokerage firm. And we're here to talk about very briefly about the career opportunities that we have. First of all, let me set this up to where I won't have to keep holding this. Y'all give me just a second. Let me set this up to where I won't have to keep holding it. And hopefully you all can see that. And let me give you also a little insight as to who we are and what we're talking about. All right. As I mentioned before, well, I'll get back to that later. Let me see if I can find this for you because I really want to find this in the library. There we go. And let's go here. All right, there we go. I'm gonna turn the volume down on that. All right, as you all can see, we have contracted with Haul Aboard Logistics to basically run their brokerage firm. Just turn this over. Y'all can see. In fact, I can sit down and y'all can talk to you all. All right, we have contracted with Haul Aboard Logistics, which is a brokerage firm out of Jacksonville, Florida. The opportunities that we have available are very unique. Unlike most brokerage firms that hire freight broker agents and that one person does all the work, the people who work for our brokerage firm won't have to do nearly as much work, but you're going to make 10 times plus more money. And here's how you're going to be able to do that. We are set up to where we have three positions. Okay, we take one position, we broke it up into three. We have freight acquisitions executives, we have carrier group managers, and we have processors. Freight acquisitions executives, all they do is call shippers. That's all they do. Day in, day out, they call shippers and they get shippers to agree to onboard with our brokerage firm. When they are successful in getting a shipper to agree to onboard and successful with getting the shipper to agree to a margin, 7%, 5%, 15%, 20% margin, whatever the case may be, then they call the processor over at Haul Aboard Logistics and they give that information to the processor. Then the processor takes that information and they call that shipper and they verify all the information. Then they onboard them into the system. Your job is done. Okay. And for that, you are paid a percentage of the brokerage fee for every load that gets booked from your shipper account. Okay. Now, suffice to say, that's a lot of money. I'm not going to go into the percentages on here. If you want to know what the percentages are, give us a call. Okay, but trust me, it is a lot of money. Let's just put it this way: one shipper could mean residual income to you for $280 to $300,000 per year from just one shipper. Okay, and we're not talking about booking 50, 60 loads a day from that shipper. We're talking about that if that shipper's only sending over 100 loads per day, and we only booking 25% of them, and that will bring you 280 to $300,000 a year in residual income. That means that's work that you don't have to do over again. You do the job one time, you continue to get paid for every load that gets booked from your account. Simple as that. Okay, that's the freight acquisitions executive. On our carrier group manager side, they only call trucking companies, small trucking companies, large trucking companies, mega trucking companies. When they are successful in getting a trucking company to agree to onboard with our firm, every truck that is under that DOT number, I don't care if it's 10 trucks or 10,000 trucks, if any truck from their carrier group runs a load from our brokerage firm after they have onboarded, they are paid a percentage of the broker's fee. Again, give us a call. We'll let you know what that percentage is if you want to onboard with us, if you want to come on and work for us as a in that capacity. Okay. So here again, it's residual income. Residual income. And if you sign up a small trucking company and they're booking 8 to 10, if they're running 8 to 10 loads on average per day, that's going to bring you somewhere in the neighborhood of $240 to $290,000 a year in residual income. Plain and simple. Now, if you don't like selling and you're not a salesperson and you just want to process paperwork, go into the CNTMS and input stuff, you know, take verify the onboarding, call the shippers, call the carrier companies, verify the information, get them onboarded into the CNTMS, book the freight, book loads, send out the take in the BOLs, send out the rate confirmations, process the invoices, send them up to the factory. If you just like doing the administrative stuff, we have a position for that as well. Okay, that's our processor position. In that position, you are paid a percentage of everything you process. Okay, and you get residuals on that too. Again, if you want to know what those percentages are and how that actually works, give us a call. The number we can be reached at is 866-973-6445. Again, that's 866-973-6445. Extension 1 comes to me, or you can go to our VP of Operations, extension 7005, which is Miss Jen Williams. Okay. Now, I want to speak to those people out there who are professional brokers or who have worked for a brokerage firm, or those people who have a book of business already. Okay, this is very specific for you all, and you all are going to love this. For those of you who already have a book of business, okay, if you have worked for a brokerage firm or if you are a broker and you're currently not doing so well, but you have your own book of business already, that means shippers who have already, who you have a good relationship with, bring us your book of business. Let us book freight from your book of business, right? In other words, bring your shippers to us, okay? Help us get those shippers onboarded. You just do the initial work. Help us get those shippers onboarded because they're your book of business. So we want your influence to bring your book of business to us, onboard those shippers with us. Every time we book freight from those shippers that you brought to us, we're going to pay you a percentage of the brokerage fee. You don't have to do any work. You can go, you know, retire on a beach somewhere and collect your money every week that we send you from the loads that we book from your shippers. Residual income just for bringing your shippers to us. There are some of you out there who have enough book of business that your shippers can literally bring you $1 million a year, 7 figures a year in revenue, in income with your book of business. That's what your book of business could be worth. So give us a call. If you have a book of business already, give us a call. Get that book of business over to us, and we'll get you paid every single week that your loads get booked. When your loads get booked, you're going to get a percentage of that brokerage fee. Now, again, if you want to know what those percentages are, give us a call, 866-973-6445. Again, that's 866-973-6445. And this is Hollerboard Logistics LLC. It's the brokerage firm that we are running the day-to-day operations for. I am the Chief Operations Officer. Ms. Jen Williams is the VP of Operations for that new for that brokerage firm that we have taken over. We have other brokerage firms that we manage on our freight broker management contracts. So if you're looking for a job as a in broker sales, we're the place to be. We have 3 brokerage firms right now that we have on a contract, and we've got about 4 or 5 more who will be contracting with us here in the near future. Thank you all. I gotta go. I gotta go meet my people over online for the CNTMS training for our processors. So I gotta go. That's at 2 o'clock, so I don't want to be late for that. So, but I thank you all for tuning in, and I wish you all a very, very prosperous year. I know it's gonna be a great year for us, and we want to have it be a great year for all of you. Bye, everybody.